Get away. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the PD Coordinator webinar. So we have a lot of information to share. Oh, here we go. Our agenda is jam-packed. As you can see, it's 2 columns. We have, of course, our welcome. And I just said hello, welcome. We're going to have some announcements, several announcements, a little bit of information about AAL Letter 0617. We're talking about content standards, PD Pro, training, tech and tell highlights, teams, end of year concerns, and PD portal, and we'll wrap it up. So there's a lot of information. I know I went quickly, but let's get started. So our first announcement is, and as we go through, there'll be different individuals that are going to be talking about different slides. So they're on, Glenn is up.
Are we now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, nice when you turn the mic off of mute. This is our Genius Hour. We just had one today. It was only actually a half hour, 30 minutes. If nobody has questions, we'll end a little bit early. But today's was really good. It's about how to do professional learning communities in the Connect communities in the PD portal. So we're doing this the second Thursday of the month at noon at lunch. And you can submit questions to the PD Portal Genius Hour community of practice anytime. You don't have to wait for the next Genius Hour to come up. We're happy to answer questions about how to use the portal anytime. So please let teachers know that, and all of your staff know that if they have questions or problems with the PD portal, not sure maybe to negotiate something or how to get around the portal, that they can submit questions there or to pdportal.tamu.edu. We want to make sure, we know new technology is always a little frustrating to people at first, so we want to make everybody has as much access and help as they can get, and that's why we started this. So if you have questions or you hear questions from the field, please post them so we can design a mini lesson on how to use the portal.
Posted the link to the Connect community directly into the chat pod. Use the most recent one I posted is the one to the Genius Hour Connect community.
Thank you. To our slide is about Workforce Wednesdays. So I'm really excited to be sharing information about Workforce Wednesdays. See, it's a title, Workforce Wednesdays, and I want to get the information out there. So what we'll be doing is we're going to be providing a Workforce Day webinar, and it's going to be provided by or presented by Workforce Board experts. So our topic is going to be changing monthly. So our first webinar is coming up next week on Wednesday, November 15th. Our topic is going to be the skills employers want, the skills employers are looking for. So plan us and put the word out there for all of your staff. This is good for career pathway navigators and for our instructors, because we want to be able to provide our instructors with ideas about implementing these workforce preparation activities into their classroom. And we'll have a couple of few dates, December 6th and January 17th, and then other dates to be announced. But again, once a month, preferably of the Wednesday of each month.
And just to interject here, you can register for these in the PD portal under the event calendar. Yeah. Register for them. Just a tech and tell.
And search work under you can put Wednesdays and it should come up. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Our next announcement is
Hi, hear me? Can everyone hear?
Yes.
Yep, yes.
Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to remind everyone, 2 weeks ago, John Stevenson at TWC presented on the Distance Learning Class Call Center for a Tech and Tell. And during that Tech and Tell, he let everyone know that there are new flyers. And I just wanted to take a minute, and if do we have time for me to share my screen really quickly? I want to.
So I've given you presenter rights.
Okay. where our new available, and I want to show everybody where those are on the Train PD T-Call website, and you can download these, and you also can contact Student Nest directly for posters for your classroom. So this was a kit when we talked about it. And I can tell when John talked about it, so I want to go ahead and I just want to show everybody where that is very quickly. And my screen should come up. And right here, if you look at the banner flyby on the Train PD website, you can see that on the main screen or on the main web page of our website, there's that flyby banner that goes around right there. So if you click on number 7, you bring up, or actually it's number 9. Yeah, it's number 9. If you click on number 9, the Distance Learning Call Center will come up. If you click on that, you see all the flyers are available for you. And so I just wanted to show everybody these are brand new. The number to call, ask questions are all there. There's one in English, Spanish, and non-AEL participants, how non-AEL participants can access the call center. And then there's also information about that very important Teams record number. So I wanted to share that with everybody. So if there's questions, and let me go ahead and grab this page and put it in the chat pod for everybody. And, okay, so we're back in the room. Here's the actual link to the Distance Learning Math Call Center page on the website. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Can we, oh, there you go.
Yes. I didn't realize Anne-Marie gave me back the rights again. Sorry about that, folks.
Very good. Okay, so our next announcement is about the needs for Best Plus 2.0 training of trainers, or TOT. Do we have you on the line, or?
Yes. Yes, I'm here. We want to get a good gauge on whether we need to do a Best Plus 2.0 training of trainers. So I did send out the survey a couple of hours ago. And you'll please just take the time to fill it out. It's 4 quick questions. It won't take you but a few, maybe a minute or 2 at the most, to fill out. And I did put the months of availability starting in about February, and I extended it out through August because I want to see I need to do a training in the spring or if we should push it forward into the next program year. So then there's a space for comments if you have comments. Last time we did a Best Plus, we only had 8 people attend, and it's very costly to bring Cal here. And it's just to remember that there is that $500 per person local program fee plus the travel costs. It's a 2-day event, and certification is not automatic. It can take up to 6 months to complete all the criteria, and it depends on how quickly the participants who come to the trainers finish all the things they need to do. In an email this morning, I attached a trainer certification overview to kind of look at all the things that have to be done in order to be certified by Cal. So please do that for me, and then we'll let you know the results and go from there. Does anyone have any questions?
Waiting for any questions. I just want to let you guys know I posted the link directly into the chat pod. So if you haven't received that email or opened up your emails, the link is in the chat pod. It's that polev.com link.
Yes, thanks, Deb. That's great. I did send an email with the criteria everyone, and Tiffany, I don't think I sent it to you. Tiffany posted in the chat. I think I put Janice in there on the list I had. You weren't on there, but Tiffany, I'll do that. I'll see you. they have questions. And if I missed a PD coordinator, we've had a few shifts. I tried to catch everybody. Okay, that's all I have to share about that. And Lynn had anything to say.
And I posted your email address. It's Tracy Hendricks, all one word. Is that correct?
Sorry, yes, it is.
Okay.
Am I? Okay.
Good. Thank you so much, Tracy. So we'll next slide. This is just an announcement that we are currently working on a TOT, or training of the trainers, for the strategic partnerships that build collaboration. This is just putting in to provide you some information that it's coming. So as we get more information, it's going to be sent out via email to PD coordinators, but be thinking about trainers to recommend, or if that's something you're interested in. We'll be putting out the criteria for that training very soon. So more information to come. Just wanted to let y'all know that it's coming your way. A couple of conferences coming up. The WC conference in Dallas, November 29th through December 1st. I think our State Director, Anson Green, mentioned this on the phone call today. And then Daly in Texas, and that's January 31st to February 3rd of next year. So right now they have a call for presenters. So if there's anybody interested in presenting, please do Daly and submit your presentation. They also have a Technology and DL Symposium in San Antonio. That's February 16th of 2018. And is it that we might still be accepting presentations for that?
That would be a Glenda question. Glenda, I don't know if you've closed down that proposal process yet.
I have not. I was just thinking as she said that to contact the people who are reviewing the proposals. So if there are any people interested in presenting, go ahead and submit them as soon as you can before I download it and send it out to other people.
Yep. And again, anything focused on distance learning, technology integration are welcome.
Thank you. As you might notice that we have listed the link to the proposals in the chat pod. So if you're interested, grab that link and submit your proposal. We all have the South by South conference in Austin on March 5th through 8th, so mark your calendar, and have several presentations by Elena, Anson, and Fada Region 20 regarding with employers, and a lot of sessions coming up on that one. So be sure to mark your calendar for South by Southwest. It's an awesome conference. I've never been, but I've heard. So our announcement for the TCAL library, is Paula on?
Paula's in the training. To you about this, I can share. Okay, great.
Okay, we'll go.
No.
Okay. So we highlight our TCAL library and resources. So if you'll raise your hand, is anybody familiar with the library? What we want to do is we want to have PD coordinators share this resource with your staff, because it's a really great resource that is searchable. So you could search the TCAL website and look up any resources based on any topic that you'd like, select the title, and then submit it to email, and they'll you whatever it is that resource is. And sometimes it's something that you can keep, and sometimes it's something that you can loan, and they'll send you a self-addressed stamped envelope to send it back once your time is up. So really, one of the things that we wanted to showcase is that there's a Train the Trainer series published by Association of Talent Development, and it's a starter pack for training departments of any size, and delivers practical wisdom and essential tools designed to address the immediate needs of new trainers as a refresher for more seasoned trainers. So you could borrow resource free from the library. Again, it's a Train the Trainer series published by Association of Talent Development. So it's a starter pack, and you can look at that for any kind of training information for new trainers as a refresher. So you can borrow the resource from the TCAL library in the chat pod.
Just a moment. We did have a comment and a suggestion from Risa. Could we have a Tech and Tell or a tutorial on the library? Yeah, we can certainly do that. We'll get that scheduled. Thanks for that suggestion, Risa.
Thank you for that suggestion. Anne Marie.
Yay.
Very much. Announcement is about the AEL letter 617. It's the Distance Learning Call Center Teams data entry.
The only thing that we wanted to mention on this, just a reiteration that new AEL letter just stipulates that the DL call center, now you can count the hours, but they must be recorded as direct contact hours and not proxy hours. This is, we've already, John is on the call. If you have any questions, John is actually on the call with us now, so he can answer any questions. But we just wanted to reiterate that any DL call center activity in real time is to be direct contact hours. Direct contact hours. Do you want to unmute yourself and floor questions?
I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, okay.
Any questions for John on that DL call center?
So we get the report from the call center. Yeah, they will. They have agreed to report on hours every 2 weeks, and so one of the requirements for entering the hours is to establish an MOU with Student Nest Foundation, and so in that MOU they'll outline the procedures for providing the attended to you.
Do they just email Sunpreet, or do they email the teacher? For the MOU.
So
right, with Tiffany's question, you get the report from the call center.
Well, you need to establish it between the AEL grantee and the call center. So asking this to be done with grantees, not the subs. So
gotcha.
So within that MOU, they'll describe how they're going to be sharing the data with the subs. The Student Nest Foundation already has a template that they've been using with those who have asked for it so far, so you don't need to spend a lot of time developing one yourself. Just call them, and then you can modify theirs to meet your needs. You would contact Sunpreet Narang, who is the Director of Education, and I'll type in his name and email here.
John, information in the letter?
Contact information in the letter, but
no, it's not. It is posted the link.
Yeah, there is various information on the TCAL site about the DL call center, so it's all the same phone number. And
you just posted the link to that letter, so you guys can grab it from there. Teresa is sharing that the information about Student Nest providing the template is also not in the letter, so you'll have to ask for that as well.
Very good information. Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
So Catherine has a question or a concern. She's not really quite sure what we're talking about. Catherine, this is the DL Math Call Center. If distance learning students, or any students actually now, having problems with math, they can contact the DL Call Center and redirect, guidance and instruction.
there are tutors available from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday, Friday, and also available on weekends as well. So, it's a tutoring program.
And for your students.
And for you, too, for the program as well.
Right, that's what I meant, yeah. Posted the link to the letter. Look up a couple of spots on the TCAL website. Does anybody else have any other questions about the call center before we move on? Okay, I think you can move forward.
Okay. We just wanted to provide this information because I know that we want to get this out the program. So we're providing this so you'll be familiar with the letter and just get more familiar with the MOU process and so. So we're back at the question slide. Provide an email and a name. Oh, you're going to type in the chat box?
I just did. Maybe I didn't send to everyone. Let's do it again.
I got it, John. I grabbed it for you.
All right. Can you put in then?
You did.
All right.
Now in the chat pod. So any other questions? So we're in the question slide. So any other questions before we move on? Okay, and continue. There's several spots where we'll stop for questions, but let's continue because we have a lot of information to cover. And now we're up to our content standards update.
This is Under, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to update you, the PD coordinators, on where we are with our content standards project. This slide is showing a sample of the gap analysis tool that programs have been asked to complete. Is a look at content standards and the instructional materials that you're currently using in your program to identify where there are gaps. That is going to be due on January 15th, with the second quarter report. And an additional email went out from Anson Green on the 16th to the providers list. I'll make sure and go ahead and forward that to the PD coordinators listserv so that you guys have all of that information. Next slide.
There was an adjustment to that letter that just came out this week, right? You're going to say, John?
Well, I was going to say that, and also you made a mistake on one of the spreadsheets that we're asking people to fill out, and we've corrected that. So it was the ESL spreadsheet, and we sent that out earlier this week. And also, all of those documents are available on the Content Standards Community of Practice, which is the Content Standards forum. So that's the go-to place for you're looking for the content standards.
Thank you, John. Okay, slide. Maybe.
We just wanted to let you know that we're about halfway through our second face-to-face training. We have Dallas tomorrow and then Lubbock and El Paso next week. We're actually in Edinburgh today, doing one down in the Rio Grande Valley. So those have been going quite well, and I think that you nominated some phenomenal people, instructional coaches, and they are doing lots of good work and are very engaged in this process. We really appreciate that. And then one more slide. So to give you, our PD coordinators, kind of a look at about what's coming up next as far as the content standards work goes. Your coaches will have a follow-up on December 8th, and your program directors will have a webinar on December 14th. That will kind of be an informational
webinar to go over the content that has been shared at this last face-to-face training. And you'll see the list of additional webinars that are happening in our last face-to-face training will be on the Saturday of Taylor, so that will be February 3rd. And that will be an all-day training for all the instructional coaches back together. Follow-up webinars that you see throughout the spring will be supporting your coaches as they're working with the teachers and doing classroom observations. Questions on content standards?
Yes, we do have a question. It's from Lorraine, and she says, on the sample for ESL, standard 3.4.C deals with vocabulary. The Oxford Picture Dictionary is listed as a secondary resource, but the alignment is listed as 0. Can someone please clarify?
The sample?
For ESL, Lorraine, feel free to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you if you want to try and restate the question.
Well, that's just a sample, so it doesn't, we're saying that it actually is 0. It, you may be looking at resources that you have, and when you actually compare it to a particular standard, you may not find it's a lot the way you thought it was, so you may end up writing that it's weakly aligned or not aligned at all. I remember what I was thinking when I wrote 0, but it's meant to be taken seriously on the sample.
Okay, thank you.
But we'll let you know that during the face-to-face content standards trainings that are happening right now, they are spending some time looking at instructional materials and those gap analysis documents and doing a little practice on how to identify what's along, what's not, and thinking about your instructional materials program-wide. That, Olga, thank you.
Thank you. And John, one of the things that I wanted to mention about the director's webinar on December 14th, that directors don't get credit for that. It's just more of an informational webinar. Is that correct? As it say?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Olga, I'm going to grab the ball back. And I want to share my screen. There's a couple of things that we've been working on the last week or so. Laura Greer, who is our new PD coordinator and who was on the webinar with us this afternoon, has been working hard with me to try and grab the information that we've had from the contract trainer database and move that process into the portal to make it easier for you to find a training and to find a trainer associated with that training. So I want to show you how to do that. Let me share my screen. And let's say that you're looking for a trainer. Looking for Olga. You know Olga, she's done a great job for you in other trainings. And you want to see what else Olga is responsible for training. What else does she have in her little briefcase of trainings? What you do is you search for the person, and that one more time. You just put their name in the search box, and then I just grabbed Olga Escamilla. And you're brought to her universal profile, and you can see a lot of different things about Olga, her summary, positions, her interests. But what you need to do to find out what trainings she's associated with is to click on this user record. When you click on user record, you come down to the bottom right hand of my screen. See my screen down here on the bottom right? Click record. You'll see custom field, and I'll do a screenshot. So I think, Laura, we may have already done screenshots. I don't remember. Sorry. Hold on. edit her record. I just need to scroll down. That's add trainings. You just click on custom field and you'll see all the trainings that Olga is associated with. So as you're going along, scheduling your PD, if you find a trainer or trainers that you really like their training style, you like the way they present themselves and they present the material, you can search for that person in the portal just by putting a name in the search box, scrolling down under their Yuzu record, and opening up this field. We had a custom field because not everybody has the same associated trainings. You'll be able to find what trainings are associated with a trainer. That's one way of finding something. And if you're looking for a training, and to see what trainers are associated with a training, you can go the opposite direction. So let's say we're looking for a training on career pathways. I'm going to type career pathways into our search box and hit enter. And those up are 3 different types of results: training result, a peer result, and connect community result. And you'll see that the training results are a combination of face-to-face trainings and online curriculum. Are people who have, in some form or fashion in their profile, they were associated in some way with anything career pathways. And if you scroll down, you'll see all the different types of conversations that are going on around a particular topic within a career pathways Connect community. Focus on just the training. We're just going to focus on face-to-face trainings, which remember are just that calendar-looking icon. So looking just on that calendar, and you'll see all the different face-to-face trainings that we offer on pathways. If you find something that you're interested in, let's go on. We just talked about this one, actually. We're going to do a TOT on this strategic partnerships because a lot of people have been asking for it. So let's see who actually is able to train this workshop right now. Training. You click training. Your 2 tabs. You can click on a tab that shows you if there's anything going on at the moment, if you have any training scheduled. You can click on details. And the thing that pops up when you click on details are the associated trainers that go with that training. So I hope this will be helpful for you as you start to build your training capacity, you start to build your little briefcase of who you like to training for you and what topics that they present. Does anyone have any questions? I certainly do. We'll do a shot if we haven't already. I need to ask Laura if we've done that. Just exactly how to do it, and we'll send it out to you and post it in the PD Coordinators Connect community.
We have a question.
What if parts of the record is not correct? Send me an email. Question is about the user record. Yeah, Trey sent out a mass email to trainers the day before yesterday, I believe. I thought we were at the point where we'd give everybody permission to update their own address and number, but I missed a couple of permissions. So my Cornerstone representative is making that correction for me right now, and as soon as that's ready, you'll be able to go into your own record, click on user record, and then click on that bottom edit user record and update your own address and phone number. So those of you who are trainers, who are in the contract trainer database and you got that email, please, first of all, accept my apologies. I thought I had it fixed, but we're working on it, and I'll make sure that we send you an updated email when it's time for you to go on in correctly now and update your user record. In time, though, Tiffany, if you want me to update something for you, I certainly can. Catherine, how do you access a PD Coordinators Connect community? You go to, let me share my screen again. Here, top under Connect, all communities. and scroll down. Now, if you haven't joined it yet, the ones in the top of your screen, My Communities, are ones that you've already joined. So if you haven't joined it yet, it'll show up under the Browse Communities. I've already joined it, and I'm forgetting this isn't the only page. I have to go to the next page. I'm a member of 25. Here. Teenagers. I believe to get to it, there'll be an option here that says join the community. This is where we post a lot of screen grabs, a lot of videos, PowerPoints of PD coordinator meetings, any requests, specialized requests like how do I, and it'll be how do I update my user record. We'll do a screenshot and put it there. We have various how do I's in this section, but that's you get to the Connect community for the coordinators. Let me stop sharing.
We have a couple of questions.
Okay, let me get back to that. I did not get an email, but I updated it. It's an email with exactly what your issue is, and I'll see what to do for that. A private message was, can a trainer update the trainings that you're associated with, or is that done by us? That's by Train PD. Update that as you've completed trainings or as we've completed a TOT. We're the ones that update the trainings that you're able to do on behalf. Utilizing Connect Communities was our Genius Hour topic today. So you have the recording. We're going to post that shortly, and that'll give you an idea of how to utilize those Connect Communities of practice. John, you've done Sunpreet. Okay, if you have any, just send me an email. I'm going to give you the ball back here in just a moment and let's continue.
Everyone, very good information. Thank you, Deborah. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Hiding our available training. What's in your bag? Beth on here. Beth, do you want to talk about this, or would you? Well, let me just say, what we wanted to do was we wanted to highlight a couple of our trainings that are available that are not really being requested very much. So we have our Career Pathway Navigator training that was developed, and we provided it to a couple programs in terms of for career navigators. And then we also have our Master Teacher Academy for Math and RLA. So we wanted to just remind you, the PD coordinators, these are out there for you to request for us to provide to your programs. So we'd add it on here, but if anybody can think of any that we didn't, we'll go ahead and talk about them and put them in the chat pod to everyone.
Getting a lot of requests also for the Focus on Basic project too. Also Teacher Academy, but also the AIM training and the HEART training as well. We've been getting those just recently, so we're excited to be able to offer those. Search lately in the portal, do a search for the trainings, pick a topic, and just throw it there and see what kind of trainings that we have that we can offer.
Good.
Our slide is me, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep talking. So a word about grading. We are getting a couple of emails from folks who feel that they've completed an online course, or they've completed a pre-work or post-work, and they've submitted something for grading. Just a reminder that we do have people here on our team that are assigned to grading these materials, whether it be a test or a lesson plan or what have you. If they submit the activity and they fail the activity, meaning they don't complete the assignment as we're requesting it, it'll up as fail, and we ask them to resubmit. And when we do that, it notifies the person that we need to resubmit. And if they don't resubmit, then they're not going to get a notification for us to check their work again. So please tell your teachers if they are having to resubmit something, to resubmitted it, so we'll get the notification. But we can't mark their assignment as complete and manually graded that assignment. Now, I will share that we've had some questions, particularly on the Adult Learning Principles course. A particular part of that event was to do some reflection, and just double check me here, what is done is, the way I understand it, is she's taken that piece of the lesson plan and she's put it as part of the test. So as they put that reflection in the test, they should be able to move on to get their certificate. I don't know if any of you on the call today, any folks with that issue. We can certainly address it here if you like. Okay, do you know what those issues were with the goal setting? It might be with the attunement. If you remember, the attunement is simply a 20-question test based on the questions in the 3-hour goal-setting course. We have a time limit of 30 minutes to answer those questions. And after that 30 minutes, then it automatically submits, and if they haven't finished the test, it'll certainly fail them if they haven't submitted all their answers. So I encourage you to speak with your teachers about making sure they're comfortable starting at attunement, because it will be a time limit. Certainly ask your question. Just unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah?
I've been kind of thrown to the wolves. Our director was, and I feel like I'm kind of behind, but one of the things I've been asked to do is to go onto the PD portal and check and see that everyone's completed the PII and the goal thing. And I think some of them may be like what you said, where they didn't complete it for 30 minutes. I think my question is, they say that they complete, and when you look at their transcript, it doesn't show up anymore. But when I check the records, it says they still haven't completed it. So I guess we've been kind of confused about that.
Okay. One thing I can show you after the webinar, if we get through the other slides, if we have time, I can show you how you can check to see. If not, I can just contact you after the whole webinar and we can walk it together.
That would be great, because I've checked the portal videos to see how to where information, and I feel like I'm getting contradictory information, so that would be great.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take myself, I'll put myself back on mute.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excuse me. And Tiffany, it should check in the transcript in the team area. What does that mean, Tiffany?
To the My Team.
The My Team area. Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to put mine. But I click the My Team, and then I find the person, and then I go to their profile and click transcript. It'd be a little like click that says completed, and those PDs that are completed give a PD date, and then I just click on the PD and it gives the certificate.
So what he's talking about is right here, my account. Click on My Team. Talking about looking at a particular person. So I'm Olga, who is on My Team. Okay, good. And I can look under Profile and her transcript. Do it this way.
At the top, or yes, right there.
And then up here, you just click on Completed.
It'll show everything that's been completed. And then you can click on the individual PDs and then find the certificate within.
Then the topic and print the certificate. Yep. But we do have some tutorials in here in the PD Coordinator webinar under the How Do I. But I'm certainly more than happy to walk someone else through this. You also do it through a report. You can just grab a report too. Olga, let me that ball back. Sorry. Take hold.
No, a lot of great information being shared.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a
great
good one this month.
Thank you for all those questions, because if you don't get your questions in, we don't know how we can help you. So thank you so much for all those questions. Okay, let's go to the next. Our questions. Do you have any more questions before we move on? Any other questions before we move on?
Sorry, can I jump in a second? One of the that we had a problem with, remember we said last month we had it where people could grab pieces of curriculum, like a test or a handout. And some people, Catherine, were completing those and thinking they were going to get a certificate. They didn't actually complete the training. They just managed to grab a piece. I think we've got fixed, but that could be why there might be a discrepancy. They may have thought they completed it and they only completed a piece of it.
One of the issues too.
Oh, thank you, Glenda. And Laura said that there's a message to Catherine that she or Deb can chat with you after.
Yep.
Very good. Oh, okay. So let's go on to the next slide. And Marie. And Marie, has any rights to you?
No,
Okay.
I think you should keep them. And
Okay,
I will just speak very, very quickly. As far as the Tech Intel updates, we talked about this last month, but I do want to remind everyone that we're lucky enough to have international speaker, writer, developer, and just contributor to many, many national adult education projects. And that is Dr. Haida Spruck Wrigley. And she will be presenting for the Tech Intels both this week and next week. And I want to be clear that part one, it's always a repeat. I've been getting more questions recently about when are the times of the Tech Intels, and I want to remind everybody that you register in the PD portal on the events calendar, and they're always on Thursday night from 8 to 9, and then it repeats on Friday morning from 11:30 to 12:30. So this week is part one, and Dr. Wrigley is very well known for her experience with English language learners. So the focus of this two-part Tech Intel is going to be on an amazing video series titled We Are New York. And she's going to explain how to use that as a face-to-face during instruction resource in a classroom. So very excited about that. And that's going to be part one is this week and part two is next week. And Mason from Workforce Solutions for Tarrant County will be back to present on Mason Occupational Information Network. So you may be familiar with ONET, you may not be. You may have instructors that will want to go to this Tech Intel. She's really going to dig in about the resources on ONET. And I do see, thank you, Glenda, as these We Are New York video series, it is a great resource for ESL, especially for health literacy and some workforce preparation activities, and also family issues. And they are personally done videos from a production company. So they're wonderful, and we'll be actually watching some of those tonight. So thank you, Olga.
Dan, I have a question. Are those resources, those We Are New York, the videos, is that a free series or is this something that has to be purchased? Free. Glenda says free.
Yes,
Very good. Thank
yes.
you. Okay.
And I don't want to give too much away because
yes.
people
Please attend the Tech
Yes.
Intel for more
Yes,
information.
yes.
Thank you, Glenda. She says
Yep.
they'll even send you DVDs. So attend the Tech Intel
Yep.
to
And
find out how.
And while we're dangling the carrot out there for everybody, as well as they're being free and they will send the DVDs to you, they also have companion resources. Actual lesson plan companion resources. So thanks, everybody. Hey.
And you're up next.
Oh. Hey. All right, so we do have some cancellations, and these are available. They are on the Tech Intel calendar on the website, and if we have time, because I know we have a lot to get through and we're running out of time, I can always show you at the end. But just to remind everybody, Thanksgiving holiday, we're closed. We will cancel canceled during the TWC conference in Dallas, November 30th and December 1st. And many of us, as well as many trainers, are going to be presenting at the Regional TALE Conference in El Paso. So TechIntel is canceled on December 7th and 8th, and the 2 weeks in December. December 21st and 22nd, we are canceled. It is a Texas A&M University, closed for the holidays. And then also, and then we don't have the last week, but we'll also obviously be closed that other week of Christmas, the following week. And then January and February are under development. But what we will be doing in January is I'm excited that I will hopefully have tech integration coaches that will be presenting for January. I'm working with one right now, and she's actually on the call today. Tiffany Lee will be presenting hopefully in January, and then I'll also be working with some others. So we are going to be focusing on math and some other resources. So I'm very excited to feature these incredibly talented teachers from the field and show how they're rocking it with technology. So those are my updates there.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. That's awesome news. And you're up again.
And this is, and thank you, Deb, Dr. Deb Hargrove, for doing this. We actually now have a TechIntel button on the front page of the PD portal. So if you click on that button, it will actually take you to all of the TechIntels that are available. So I think that is a wonderful feature to have. So if you're wondering what TechIntels are currently available in the PD portal, just follow the green button there that says TechIntels, and it will bring it up. Thanks, Catherine.
Question, but we'll hold on to that. We'll hold on to that because it's about Genius Art. So we'll hold on to the question slide, but let's go on to the next one because it's you, Anne-Marie.
And once again, very quickly, I do want to just remind everyone that encourage your teachers to attend the TechIntels, not just because it's a webinar that they can watch, but especially in the instructional focus that it can provide and the heart trainings and the focus on basic heart training really does a good job of explaining the 4 components of reading. And if you look on the screen here, mapping, building students' vocabulary muscles, let's calculate, text evidence, and the assessment strategies and reading profiles, and Common Lit Part 1 and Part 2, which is coming soon. Those all support heart trainings and giving teachers free tech tools that they can use to teach reading. So I want to show that if you're assigning PD to your teachers, these are also valuable and they're all evidence-based. Everything that's presented on these TechIntels are very new research-based for reading and also for learning disabilities. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to let you speak to this.
Okay. I put Anne-Marie on there, but I can speak about this. So TechIntel clusters, we want to mention again the career pathway clusters. And we've had a couple of sessions that have occurred, the Skills Commons Part 1 and 2, and the Reality Check, and Texas Career Check Part 1 and 2. So any of these can be clustered and provide 1, 5, 6 hours. So the next one that's coming up in the is the SIP and SOC codes, and we're going to have another one that Anne-Marie just mentioned in December. So all these all together are 6 hours of professional development and under career pathways, and then we'll have another one which will be 7 hours. So be sure to take advantage of those class sessions together for PD. Our next slide is the contextualized instruction. I'll go ahead and talk about this one. So we have these links contextualized instruction in the PD portal. There are 3 sessions. One is contextualized instruction, 2 is building contextualized lessons, and is overcoming development challenges. So these, again, this is another real up to the if your instructors have attended the contextualized instruction face-to-face, this is another good resource for them to go through these courses and get more information about contextualization. And then our Teams technical assistance. Do you want to talk about this, or do you want me to just go ahead? Teams technical assistance clusters for PD, and all you have to do is do a global search, put in Teams clusters, and it's going to bring up basic technical assistance cluster and the Teams data entry. So just resources for you, for your staff, to go through the information about Teams technical assistance. And so, go ahead, Deb.
Well, I was going to say, and one thing we wanted to add here at the last minute that we forgot to put in the slides was we've also got a Teams Users Connect community. It had much activity, and we realized that that's probably because we forgot to tell you about it. So we do have a Teams Users Connect community. We would share that with your teachers, your Teams users, if they want to share information, have any questions, build networking with some of your fellow data entry folks, or anything to do with Teams, you can fit in the Connect communities. It'll say Teams Users Connect community. Thanks.
Thank you. And there was a comment from Shanna, and it says, doesn't Links offer something that is equivalent for ICA trainings also? And one of the things that I wanted to mention, and we'll go back to this contextualized instruction, although it is Links related, or taken Links, and Deb mentioned it up here, she made it relevant to Texas. So she Texas-sized it. Or check it. It's Texas.
Yeah, no. Texas-sized it.
She Texified these Links courses versus more relevant to Texas. So thank you, Glenda, for doing that. So go ahead and move on. And about that question, doesn't Links offer something that is equivalent for ICA training? They do have the integrated career awareness training.
Right.
And that's on the national level.
On the Teams training, I feel like I need to tell you guys on this Links training, the career pathways, there is one slide I haven't fixed yet, and if people try to cheat and not listen to the whole audio or watch the videos in order, they'll get stuck. Just have them email us if that happens, and we'll get them out of it. It's just where I programmed it, where it will actually continue if they don't watch the full videos. Sneaky little thing. But,
great catch for cheats.
But it's hard to get out of it, so just have them email us. Don't let them get frustrated. I don't want anybody frustrated by the PD portal if I can help it. But one about the Teams clusters, the Teams community of practice is for anybody who uses Teams. I know when I was in a classroom that I had to use Teams. So this is who has questions about Teams. The clusters are specifically PD for people who are identified in the program as Teams data entry staff. So you don't really want people doing this is more for, just want to get an overview, they can get it from the library. But this is for the PD, for staffified as data entry folks. This was a request from the field, by the way. We do listen to you and take it back, and that had been a request to make it count for PD for them, and so we.
Thanks, Glenda. Thank you so much. Now, Shanna said, will it count for PD? Are you talking about the Links IA, Shanna? Yes.
External training outside of what PD sponsors, if it's national or out of Texas, that'd be up to local program. You have an option in your transcript where you can upload external training, so you'll just need to get the approval. But they wouldn't count it, but you'd probably have to follow the policies. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Deborah, do you want to talk about the PD portal accounts? We're all
Oh, sure.
scratch here.
Yeah, this is the last slide. Just a reminder that we do have accounts. We have a limit of 5,000 active accounts. We have about 6,300 users, but we have about 4,500 active users. So we're really getting up there. Please encourage your folks, if they've forgotten their password, please tell them, don't create a new account. Just ask us to reset their password. We can certainly do that. We had a couple of folks that it kind of fell through the cracks and were able to merge their accounts. It does take time to do that. So we would just ask you to share that, let know if someone needs their password reset or what have you. And so please send us an email to myself or to Laura or to the PD portal email account if someone has left your organization, so we can deactivate them. And that open the space for someone else. Let me PD portal email account in here again as we're cleaning up in case you don't have it. Any questions for PD portal? And Laura has also put her email address in here as well. We're on the final slide. Does anybody have any other questions before we hang up? Wow, this was a long one.
I think it was all good information.
Yeah, a lot
sharing.
of good stuff in this
Thank you
one.
all for all the questions, because if we don't ask, then we don't know. Are you
One question. Don't have any questions. We'll open for a little bit in case somebody's typing. Olga, any last minute comments?
Mentioned that I did post in the Career Pathway Navigator video practice. I posted a discussion. If you have any iTech plans, if you would share them with us, because I know that we have iTech plans, but some of you revised your iTech plans a little bit more towards the career pathways and for your career navigators. So if you would post your iTech plan in the career pathways discussion, we would really appreciate that. But guys, I don't have any other questions, but I would like to thank you all for joining us. We had a lot of great information and a lot of great questions today. So thank you all, and this recording will be available in the PD Coordinator Community of Practice in weeks.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, and Shauna, yeah, there should be an updated list in the PD Coordinator Community Practice. It's an email with any other questions. Thanks, buddy.